Good evening, good evening. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a good night. Sorry I'm a little late. What else is new, right? We got Johnny Hef, Sean. What's up, guys? Scotty B, David Lane, Bob Mason, Paul. What's up, guys? What's up, Daniel? Uh, Leon, what's up, guys? What's up, brother? Sorry I'm running late. Just shot. Um, I got somebody lined up tonight. I don't know if many of you know who he is, but I'm hoping you do after this, and hopefully you go over and throw him a subscription. The link to his channel is in the description. Or it should be. I was having some tech problems today. Sarah can attest to that. Like, I was pissed. This stuff is not for me. It drives me nuts. What's up, Vince? Oh, Jesus. I think I almost lost every single last photo today. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Wow. All right. Whatever. If you don't have it backed up, whatever I have backed up, I'll send to you. Um. All right, guys. Sorry, that distracted me. It sucks. All right. So, bringing on Jin. He has a channel. The link should be in the description. He's a researcher. He gave us a couple of paintings from a couple of experiences that he had. We'll let him get into that. I shared them a while back. Without further ado, I'm gonna bring him on and just let him hang out and kick it, see where it goes. So you know how we do. See you guys in a minute.
Can you hear me?
There he is. Hello, my
Hi.
friend.
How you doing?
Yeah, got you, brother.
Okay.
Good. How are you?
Hi, my name's Gan. I'm doing good. I'm a bit tired today because we had our grandson over. Busy day. I did get out today, so I just got back. So yeah, and I found something really interesting, and I'm going to post it tonight, hopefully. It's a 30-foot long structure in a different area, so I hope you like it. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a background about me. I come from, right now I'm living in Merritt, BC, which is 2 hours north of Vancouver, the interior of British Columbia. I'm a grandfather, I'm a father, I have a spouse, I've got a grandchild. I like to run a lot, so I like to exercise a lot, and I've been doing so. I'm going to get into my a little bit about background, a little bit about Merritt. Merritt's only a population of 8,000 people, so it's a tiny bucolic town. Okay, it's forested with pine. You can walk through the pine trees. We're surrounded by mountains, so at about 1,000 meters up all around us. Right now, I'm backed up where I live. I'm backed up to the forest proper, and one of my areas is right out the back door. Okay, so to give you a little bit of a layout, I got to go into the bear encounter I had because that's why I'm doing this in the first place. I've been following tracks and following Sasquatch or researching physically for the last 3 years. But before that, 2 years ago, 2 years before that, around 2016, I was running up the hills. I've been running up the hills and hiking them for about 15 years now. One summer, June day, I was running up the ridge, really long trails up high, and I was really sweating. I was near the end of the trail, and I was coming up a rise, and on top of that rise, there was a charging female bear. Its adolescents ran off to the side. It came up. I just stood up on my tippy toes, screamed, react, right? Fight or flight. Um,
Yeah.
it stopped right in front of me. It went down the hill. Yeah. It spun around. It charged me again. I put up my arm and I thought, I'm dead. How are they going to find my skull, right? How are they going to find me here? I just put up my arm and I thought I would punch it in the head. What can you do, right? And it stopped and it did this little dance, right? And on its haunches, bolted down the hill. Okay, the two adolescents took off, but it came charging the back up. So I picked up a rock. I thought, well, I'm really screwed now. You know, it's 3 times, right? I threw a rock at its eye. And it bolted down the hill and it took off. Now I was in shock and I ran down the hill, clocking rocks, you know, right, zoomed right down, ran home, and I was a mess. So I reported it and to some conservation officers, and it was in the local news. Now after that bear encounter, it really screwed me up because I didn't go up. I didn't want to go up there anymore, right? So the next years, I always like being in nature, so I wanted to be up there, so I started running on the lower hills, right? You know, down the 2 tracks and looking up and saying, "God, I miss those trees, miss those, you know, hikes, mountains, right?" And one day I was running on the lower part, and I didn't have a phone on me or anything, but I saw a track, and I stopped, and it was a human track, but it was really large. Okay. Uh, I thought nothing of it. I thought maybe it's Sasquatch, right? And I told Gwen, my spouse, I said, I think I saw a track, like a Sasquatch track, right? And she said, yeah, really? Okay, you know, you didn't get a picture, so, you know, booey on you, right? 2 weeks later, the same area, I have my phone and I'm running along and I'm sweating. I'm looking down and there it is. I've documented it. It was about 17 inches long. I brought it home to Gwen, showed her, and she was happy. You brought me a real Sasquatch track, okay? So that the beginning of the PTSD, so the bear rings into this, right? It was the beginning. This is about fear for me, okay? I mean, I didn't want to go up there, but the Sasquatch track got me interested, okay? And then I found another one. I started going higher and higher on my runs, okay? Right? And
Yeah.
I found another one, right? Then I saw leans and trees, and I started researching Sasquatch about this time, and gradually making my way up, further on each run. One day, it was a really nice day, and I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go right up to the ridge, okay? So I went for it. Now it's about a 45-degree climb. So every time we go out the door where I'm researching this area, it is a climb. Okay, it's a sweat. Okay, to get up there. Going up, I made it to the top, and it gets to about a 75-degree pitch. I'm climbing like with roots, and I'm following this deer track, right? Spiraling up to the top. I'm burnt out, right? Took a long time to get up there. I announced it. Okay, I made it. Success. I conquered my fear. I've done it, right? And I'm on my way down, but I was exhausted. So I thought, okay. So here's what happened. I was about 50 yards down from the ridge line, and behind me, I hear something that sounds like a scream. It's a scream, right? But it sounds like, guess what? A baby elephant. You know, I shit you not, it was like that, like a trumpet, right? And I'm thinking, what the heck is that, right? What is that, right? And I got petrified, so I started going down the hill like on my butt. I thought, don't be stupid, right? Don't be stupid. like, you're going to twist your ankle, then what? You're toast, right? So I surrendered to it. So, okay, toast, whatever is going to get me is going to get me. Made my way down, got back safe. So that was my first scream. Okay. I'm thinking, what the hell does that in the daylight, right? What does this, right? So that got me interested again. I started researching more. I found more tracks. I found further on from that, I started meandering into the woods. I developed a route that I take daily or every second day, right? And I just did this in the summer. I've done it for about, well, another 2 more years, and this is the first winter that I've done it. And then I think the next track I found was a baby, okay, in the in the random bush. There's this 3-inch tracks. I've recorded all this now. I spelled coffee on my old laptop, so I don't have I have it, right, but I gotta retrieve it, right? But I have all the rest of the tracks, okay, after that, post that. So I find these tracks in the random bush, and they're baby human footprints, and I'm thinking nobody's up, like 700 meters up here, the baby in a bush, right? Okay, then I found larger ones, okay, so which was probably mom. Okay, through the years, okay, you probably see through what I posted, right, more and more tracks. Then there's pattern. I developed a route. Every time I go up, I pray. My family, my direct family, my wife's here. Her name's Gwen. She's had. Hi. It's her birthday. You can't see her. It's okay. But here, it's her birthday, so hey, she's a Cree woman. I'm not Cree, but my extended family is. So Gwen's Cree. My son is status Cree. My grandson is in a Inukepshin, which is Thompson from here, and Cree, and I'm Lithuanian. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, but I'm doing this kind of thing. I know that you pray, Mike. Like that you put down in a sincerely. That's out of respect, right? Put down tobacco. I always do, and I feel safer, and it always happens. So I developed this route.
So why?
Okay?
Why do you put down the tobacco? Like, what's the purpose for that?
The purpose is to honor spirits. It's traditional practice amongst Native people in the land to put down tobacco before entering any place. Before picking sage, I pick up sage, you put down tobacco, and there's a ceremonial process, right? So that gives you entry, or you're respecting whatever area you're in, and the animals, all life on it, okay? Okay, so that's practice. So I started this routine route on the way. In the valley below, these leans started to show up. One day there'd be 5, one day there'd be 15. Tree breaks, okay, and the willow bushes all the way up. I found a 2-track, right, that I followed. So I made my route, right? Then rocks, okay, rocks started showing up, boulders, okay? Boulders started moving around. Boulders were put, so I went to the same place every day. So I noticed, right? Boulders were being put on top of branches like glyphs, okay? Y branches, okay? Placed and moved around, okay? And it went from there. Then there were more tracks. There were more patterns, and I made a map once of where I'd find everything. Then I'd find a structure. Then I'd find more leans. Okay, right? And then but okay. Every time though, let's get into the sound. Okay, the sound is important here. The noises, right? Every time I come up from the west side, my traditional route, I'd hear thumps way up from the ridgeline, right? 2 thumps, right? Approaching. And I know every time. And it's an introduction, something on the ridge is thump, thump, right? It's either a wood knock, but it sounds like a rock or wood, right? Okay, from way up the ridge. Okay, so every time entry there, okay? I would hear whistles like you're whistling for a dog. I would hear things behind me. I'd start hearing things behind me, like people clearing their throats, like this. Eh? I look around. There's nobody up there. There's nobody up there. Right? I go up further. One time, I was in this really high up, about 900 meters, and walking. And I just go off trail and explore. And I was in this really spooky ravine, right? So you're all bottlenecked in, and you're walking up, and it's very spooky, right? It's like, and this is what I heard. I heard a child's laughter, a giggle, okay, to my right, and to my left, uh, at that moment, a big hoot, right? And I ducked out. Holy crap. Like, let's go, right? But it sounded comical. It's never sounded offensive when I've been up there. Any kind of whistles, moans, grunts, right? Okay, each time I went, it was never offensive. However, this is about fear, Mike, right? Fear, my
Mhm.
fear, the bear fear, every time it's bears, right? It's, I got to get used to the bear. But so what I'm being taught is that I believe also that Sasquatch is there to teach you how to live, right? How to respect, So I'm becoming more aware. I'm becoming more in tune when I go up. I'm becoming more careful. I'm watching. I go up, hike, I scan. I go up further, I scan. Okay. Mind you, I'm looking everywhere, like for structures, but my eyes are usually on the ground, and I'm picking up tracks. Right? There's another one. There's
But
another. There's another two.
you have found more tracks than people. Of course, people probably like maybe argue you on some, but I like you find more tracks than I've ever seen.
Okay. I found one today in a different location. Okay. Now the beach tracks. Okay. That's a provincial close park near here. Near here. There's one juvie track. I go back a few weeks later. It's dead of winter. There's all those sand tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
By themselves. Two shuffle. Right.
Mhm.
The Kamloops location is a bizarre. That I just happened to go in there. That isn't a populated area. It is a park, okay, where people
Mhm.
go. But the thing is, inside the park, there's these old willows, okay. The place is groomed, it's manicured. However, there's ravines, and the deer hang out in there, okay. And when it blooms in the summer, you can't see, but the structures are being built, okay? And it's just right under people's noses. And I'm seeing them walking, right? And it's like, you don't get what's happening here. You're being like watched. Now, if you see the juvie tracks on the sand, there's footprints all over this greenery, right? I documented those, but
Mhm.
those juvie tracks in Kamloops, that I don't know if you've seen them. They're 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 incredible. Now,
The
this
last
area,
one,
like you must know your.
the last one I saw, you had a print in some ice, and it was amazing to me that how
Okay.
you saw that. But it was like under it, and like the way you presented it was like you tested it. You tested your foot and like how hard you had to stomp
Yeah.
just to break it and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's the last one I saw, I think.
Yeah. Okay, if you go through, and if you actually type in Sasquatch Interior BC, I don't know if you've seen those posts. Okay, so my site Ginsbrickus doesn't show those. If you type in Sasquatch Interior BC, you'll see all those GV tracks. That was just like that was okay. And you must know this, Mike, too, that every area that you go in has a different feeling, right? A different energy, right?
Hmm.
I think you know that, right?
Yeah.
Everything's different. There's like the bamboo thing. Come on, that's wild,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So I've got
for
this.
sure.
Yeah, I've got the same thing now. Now, what's happened is I started getting around further. Okay, so I started going. Why I don't know. I just randomness brought me to. There are 4 reserves. Okay, native reserves all around us. Okay, I went to every one. Okay, one's that powerful place. One's the Coldwater River. Today I went to a new place called Rocky Pines, and I found an amazing structure in a track. Like I just couldn't believe it. And it's in a wash. And you know what? It's right below the reservation proper. Okay. It's in a wash, okay, down by a little river, right? But down
Yeah.
below, and the houses are on the ridge on top, the deck up to it, right? And this is situated in there. In the summer, you can't see anything, right? Yet it is there. Okay.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I've seen the way
continue.
you present it, and it's good the way you present them. Like, you know what I mean? Like you show the surrounding area, you show like how things come into it, and like that's a big problem I notice when people are presenting prints is they just take a picture of it. You know what I mean? And I'm guilty of it too, you know, and I had to learn that way, but it's just impressive to me. Like it must be juvenile running around there. Like that's what I
Yeah.
tend to pick up from it. Like is there's a lot of juveniles running around.
There is, and they're actually coming to. So now Gwen had a. I posted. I also run a Facebook group. It's small. It's called Sasquatch Think Tank here. It's small, but it's more about thinking about Sasquatch, right? Uh,
Yeah.
but Gwen got a scare. She's up late. She's a night person. I'm a morning person.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's right here, and she was out back by the garbage. Okay, it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock, and she comes into my bedroom and says, wake up. I just got growled at, right? So it freaked her, it shook her to her core.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an out of body experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of body experience. Okay. And the next day she took her own picture of a track, and it is a juvenile that's coming down here and playing games. Okay. And now you'll notice after the now again I started gifting. There's a gifting log about 700 meters up. Okay. Another okay, the magical part, like this is like there's so much magic involved here that happened to me. It is incredible. Okay, I started doing the big 1.5 marble. Okay, the big heavy marble. Okay, was left in the crook of a tree to gifting log. Okay, along with food. That thing stayed there for 2 months. Okay, summer,
Mm.
then all of a sudden gone. Okay, and I found it about 10 yards down in this V-shaped, right in the middle of this V-shaped blob. So I put it back, right? Nothing for months, right? To come up, put the food there, nothing. And guess what? All winter, it was taken. It was taken away all winter, and it was just brought back 2 days ago. Okay? So I put it back. It was where I could see it, right where I'm gifting, I can see it directly, and there it is. I can wonder what happened to the marble. What were they doing with it, right? So there it is.
That
It's
thing
back. So I put it back.
that thing is
It's
probably
freaky.
supercharged by now. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that thing probably
And
has so
another
much
thing there.
energy.
Yeah.
Much energy.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's happening. And after, I don't know if you notice this, if you're gifting, we're getting the after 2 to 3 weeks, they're coming down and they're doing weird things. They're throwing, I live in a second story, they're throwing pebbles at our windows. We'll get knocks at our windows on a 2-story building. They'll leave their little tracks in our in our garden, right? You know, and they come, they're down by the garbage bin. Where are you? Right? They start harassing you. Calls, breaks up beyond the light, right? And it's freaky. It scares you, you know.
I
So
I
I'm
had
getting all
to
this.
yeah, I had to go outside and just kind of plead with them and ask them to tone it down.
Mm.
And I had to
Yeah.
ask like twice. And the second time I got a little more stern with them, you know, and they've been pretty good for the most part about it. And you know, and it sounds so silly to say, like, you know what I mean? Like, be like, oh, I went out there and I talked to them about it, but like, that's really what it took for me.
Yeah.
I had to go out and just say, guys, can
Yeah.
you just turn this down at night? Like, it's, you know,
Yeah.
it was cool at
Well, that's
first. It
the.
was exciting, and then, you know, like, it got a little, got a little ridiculous, but you know,
Exactly. And okay, so in an indigenous platform, so here we go with the indigenous, because I've been influenced by my family, my direct family, I practice that way. I used to be a wannabe Indian. I'm not that now. I know who I am, but I can practice ceremonial there to every function. If you're going in on the land, you have to have respect. It is a reciprocal relationship. Okay, you have to have, I give to you, you give to me, right? Okay, it's about relationship with the land. Okay, so on an indigenous platform, okay, we work on, so like that, what you're doing is fantastic. You have to make an offering, safe entry, you're gifting the people of the forest, right? And they are the keepers. They are truly real. Here it is common knowledge, okay? Common knowledge that Sasquatch is real. And I'm going to give you an example. Here's our little tiny newspaper, okay? And I don't know if you can see that, or can you read that at all?
Um,
Just here we go. Can you read that?
some no, it's too close.
Okay. Is it? How about now?
Oh, normalizing Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So this is 2 days ago. There's a new podcast, okay, run by an Indigenous person. It's called Nicola Valley Bigfoot. That's where we are, okay. So that he's posting, so you can find that on Spotify or whatever. He's an Indigenous person doing a podcast, okay, about sightings here, okay, encounters here, okay. This is the guy, okay. So this little paper here did a write-up, okay, and what he's doing is making people aware that it's here, get used to it, and start having some respect, okay, right. So we just happen to be in an area where it's everywhere, but people don't know that there are monsters in their backyard. They don't know, but they're coming in and raiding gardens. They come down to the golf course. They leave golf balls up there. Okay, they find golf balls in rows. Okay,
Yeah, there is
way up
some
there.
there has to be some kind of obsession with golf balls too. Like
Yeah.
the more when you say
What
it,
the
like
heck?
because I live in kind of like a kind of like a ritzy area where like I don't know people. A lot of everybody has a set of golf clubs here. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
anywhere where there's some woods, like people go in and just start smashing them around. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
want to whack them as far as they. So I just assumed that's what it was from. But
Yeah.
it's funny you brought up golf balls.
Well, this golf course is way below. There's no way you can hit it that far. They're just up there. Uh, scary things. Scary things. Okay, here's another story, and you may not believe me, but trust me, it's true. Um, I posted a little account of this on my site. Okay, one day I'm hiking up there. I'm going up to the gifting area. I'm up about 700 meters. I look to my backpack. I wanted a smoke break, right? So, I open up. My backpack is unzipped. My cell phone is gone. My electronic lanyard to my entry key is gone. Everything is gone out of my pack. I never heard it fall. I could hear it fall. Okay. And now there's this element. I don't know if you've ever heard about the missing time for people. Uh, okay. So all of a sudden, I found myself up there, up near the gifting log, wondering, how did I get up here? There's no way I should be here. And my backpack was all my stuff, my cell phone, gone. All electronics gone. I had an audio cord in there, gone. The lanyard's gone. My tobacco's gone. My lighter's gone, right? Okay. So it's all gone. So I thought, okay, I may have dropped it, but I never heard it. I never heard it. So the next week, I went looking every day, and I went and retraced exactly where I started. I started below a certain spot. I posted this too. You'll find it on the site somewhere. Um, I went back the seventh day. I thought I'd take one final look. I thought, the life of me, they're gone, right? And it was a great mystery. And Gwen said Sasquatch took them. This is what she told me. And I said, you think so? She said, yeah. I said, they'll bring them back. That's what she said. The next day I went up, they were right. I said, I'll look once more this morning. So I went to the exact spot, and guess what? All of my items, okay, I started out with one item. There'd be the lighter right off the trail. 2 yards up, there'd be my tobacco pouch. 2 yards up, there'd be my lanyard. The lanyard was snapped completely in half, okay, clean. The audio cord, 2 yards up, snapped, torn apart, okay. My cell phone. I was following the trail 2 yards up. I'd see an item. Every item was brought back, but the whatever was technical was destroyed, except for my cell phone, which was found right under a tree. Okay, facing up. I turned it on. I called Gwen. I said, "Guess what? Calling from the cell phone. It had rained that week. They had been missing for 7 days. I would have. I read. This is the fourth time, and then I looked up. Okay, and there were two deer legs, the bones hanging 10 feet up the tree, and I got the shivers. And then I thought about missing 411. It came to mind right there. Right, this is how I'm thinking. This is what happens. I got really spooked. I gathered my stuff. I brought it home. I said, "You're not gonna fucking excuse me. You're not gonna believe this." Excuse me.
This is the proper place to curse, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. There they were. They were brought back. Okay. So I posted. I said nobody will believe this one, but you know what? They brought it back, and I thought, these things, they're weird, right? They're really weird. But they did snap everything that was technical. They snapped it with great force. Okay. Okay, and another thing is that the gifting. Okay, what they've been doing recently, they've been gifting me. They're gifting me fir bough branches next to bones. Okay, one time, and I've documented this too. There was a huge spine bone, like with a large fir branch tree. I'm walking up. They say they know, right, and then up further, another one. Okay, so that's my gifts are bones. And I said, like, how you speak with them directly. I said, I like the branches, but I don't like the bones. The bones freak me out, right? But
Well,
that's what I'm
you know,
getting as well.
I
Yeah,
I've gotten
I still get.
weird shit,
Yeah,
like some weird shit. Like, and were the bones clean? Like, were they clean, or were
yeah,
they like?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, and they're
that's a
always
gift.
if yeah,
That's a Sasquatch gift for
white.
me. Like when it's clean and
Yeah.
pristine, that's a Sasquatch gift. If it's still like got meat on it, if it's like if it's like a corpse or something, then I think that's when I start to think that there's something else going on, or it's like some sort of malicious
Mhm.
Bigfoot that I haven't encountered yet. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. Anyway,
So
maybe it wasn't, but I think
yeah.
so.
Oh yeah, it's like incredible. Like, and then you know what? It's like really weird because like one day I was gifting and I'm standing there like gifting the some snacks and I stopped and I thought, what the heck? What's wrong with you? I said, here am I gifting this beast, right? This imaginary beast, right? Right? What are you doing, right? Is it, and I thought to myself, then I thought, you're not alone. Other people are doing this, so feel good about it. It's all good, right? And it was okay. But I really thought about, how you think you're going mad, but you're not. These things are actually there. They're real, okay? But yet they fly. They fly. They do magic, okay? They have power. And after 3 years, and I also studied. I have a minor degree in Indigenous studies here, so I've also got a degree in literature and an art degree. Okay, so I'm not. I do understand, some things, and here it is normal. There are many encounters. They are curious. They're looking. There's cases of uh, uh, these things are definitely. I've come to understand that they are not animal. They are not human. They are spirit. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay. However, we want to look at it, but we're finding out physically, okay, in physics, like quantum physics, how to we want to understand where they're at because they just blow the doors off us. Okay, there's perfect examples of cloaking and all that, and I totally believe in that because I've been tricked, I've been duped, I've been whistled at, grunted. There's nothing there,
yeah,
There's
it's
nothing there.
impressive.
It's right behind you. Come on, you know. There's nothing there.
It's imp- it's
They're
im-
playing their,
it's impressive. It's impressive.
you know,
It really is
it, it,
impressive. It's
So when you're out, yeah. I don't know about you, but things happen more so to me, and when I'm alone doing it. Like if I'm with other people, it won't happen, or I won't find things. I find it
yeah.
alone, right?
I'm almost always alone, but like the only thing that person that it increases with is with my wife Sarah. When I bring her out, everything increases. So like that, but
Right.
otherwise it's either the same or less. Yeah, but
So
you know,
yeah, and then Jackson, my grandson. Okay, so we started doing this for fun. We built 4 camps up there: Camp 1, Camp 2, Camp 3, Camp 4, all higher. So we built fire pits. One day we went to Camp 2, and there's something okay that sat in it. It rotated. It's a big butt, about 3 diameters, and squished it into the needles, the cedar needles, right by the fire. The fire was, we also gift there 2 apples, right? So the fire, our fireplace, we always put it out properly, and we know how we do it, right? We piss on it, we do whatever, right? We have a way of doing it, right? And sticks had been put in the fire. Then rocks had been put on top, and a huge branch like was pulled and put on top of that. Okay, our buddies, right? Things like
yeah,
that, right?
probably so. Squatching Cowboy said it was probably a butt warmer. Maybe they
Yeah,
sat on
yeah,
a big
yeah,
log.
yeah. They saw it. Yeah, yeah. So they obviously, oh yeah, and there was a track behind a pine tree. This is this juvenile. This one is its track is 14 to 15 inches by 6. It's a thin track. And as I've been getting the tracks, so going up the track, when they're leaving them, I've come to know these people. There's a baby, there's a mother, okay, which are fairly large. There's the father, the big guy he has 20 to 22-inch tracks with a 10-inch spread. And there's the juvenile. The juvenile's a mischief, of course, right? Juveniles all over, okay? All over the ridge, right? Up and down, up and down. Mom and baby are near the top of the ridge all the time. The tracks are up there. The big guy is random everywhere, okay? Pattern after 3 years, okay? Now, but I've started going further afield and trying new places. So, and this place that I went to today, I hope you get to see the structure is 30 feet long. It's in a wash. It is not a hunting structure. It is massive, and I thought this is the perfect place. And then I found a track again in the sand, so I'll post those, and it's real, you know. They're also native people. I have many good friends here that are native uh, from here. One encounter was 2 young men were in the bush, and they got the smell so bad that they both vomited and passed out. They woke up not knowing where they were, and then finally came to. They both passed out. Okay, they're saying it was Sasquatch. Okay.
have
There's
you ever
other
seen
elders that said they throw rocks down in their gardens.
Have you
Pardon
ever
me?
seen anything? Have you ever seen anything in your house like shadows or anything like that? My wife is good at picking
Me?
things like that up, and she says she sees some stuff going on kind of behind you
Yeah,
in the background there.
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, okay. Now we are on reserved land. Where we're living is a dormitory. It's a new building, but the Indigenous college is right here, adjacent to us. All this is native land. All the pit houses, there's still shells. The one structure that I posted is, I believe, in a pit house. Yes, there was a ghost. There was a small child ghost up in this building that used to run around. The elders came and they smudged it out. So I don't know if it's back, but we hear running up above us like little steps, baby steps. So yeah, we've got them. This is a fact, right? So they come in, they smudge, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they go peopling. I call it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
We go
there's all
squatching.
kinds. I mean, like, like I never thought I would go this far into it. And believe you me, Mike, I wanted to leave it. Gwen said, leave this alone because it's getting dangerous for you to be climb. I did roll my ankle. I rolled my ankle last week and I was hobbling for, and I don't want, it's more the bears I'm worried about. Like, but I didn't make it up. My dream was I took to make it up over the ridge. Okay, over the ridge and see what's up there. Now we did one day and I posted that. Okay, so a friend of mine, I asked for a company. Okay, so it took us a whole day. It's a 2-day climb. No, it was a full half-day climb to get up. We were above the cloud line. Up above there are two lakes. There are hoodoos, which are rock caves. Okay, there are lakes. There's a water source, and it is all old growth forest up there. I marked a set of tracks. Okay, I was too tired. I've only been up there once, and I will not go up there alone. But it would be great for an overnight because that's where I believe they're living. The structures are massive. Okay, I have seen them, but I was too busy, trying to get up there and back. Okay, to explore. Too tired. We headed down and we made it back by night. There are structures, the large kind. There's moss up there. The trees change. It is a different forest altogether. It's like Hobbit land up there. Okay, that's where I believe they're at. Okay, that's where they
Jim,
are. I
Gin,
marked
sorry,
this. Yeah.
I keep calling you Jin because that's why I saw, but it's
Okay.
Gin. All right. What is so?
Yeah.
How can people find you? I've seen a few times people have asked what's your channel like? What's so I put a link, but apparently it didn't work
Sasquatch.
out.
It's Sasquatch Interior, British Columbia, or BC. Okay, and you should find a series of videos there.
Yeah,
Okay.
and but the channel itself is your name, right?
The channel itself is my name, Gin,
Okay.
and the last name is Zubrickas. Zubrickas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'll do is, guys, I'll go in the community tab after this, and I'll put the link in there because apparently it didn't work. So I had a lot of problems earlier. Um,
Okay.
Sarah, my wife's saying, you can use some sage for whatever's there, or you can put some salt
Yeah.
by your doorway and
Oh,
stuff.
I
So
burn sage. Okay, Sarah, I burn sage every day. Okay, this is my go-to. Okay, I pick it myself, or we order it from Amazon. Okay, no, I'm serious.
I
But,
just went out.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
I just went
real
out and
real
got
traditional
some.
stuff. Yeah, but I do it every day. Yeah, and yeah, I don't like the little things
Oh, all right.
flying
Thank you,
around and
Bigfoot.
stuff.
Thank you, Bigfoot Encrypted NEX. All right, so one of the mods just
I'm not seeing any thread here. But
yeah, I suck.
okay.
So don't mind me. I'm not good at this stuff. So there
Oh,
was a
me
valid
either.
attempt there.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
Okay. So yeah. So this is like just the tip of the iceberg here. What else has happened? Oh God. What else? What else do we have that's happened? Aside of
So
there's
so
also whistle.
they come
Pardon me?
they come to your house and stuff, and they like they growl at your wife, and like my wife hears things
Yeah.
outside too going on at times. Like, do you have like a fear of them? Like, do you feel like they're threatening, or like,
Sure.
or they're
Oh
yeah,
no,
you
oh
do?
no, that's the only one that's adolescent. The rest are fine. And now what I've researched and what I've heard is that this is typical behavior. Now, if you put yourself, let's put you do a theory of mind, and I'm a Sasquatch, okay, and every humans are this tiny people. I can play with them. I have resources, I can disappear, shit like that. To them, it's nothing to growl, right? Like it's saying, ha, right? To us, it's scary, right? To us,
Yeah,
it's the unknown, right? It's the element of fear, and that's what they're really good at doing is scaring the crap out of you, you know? So then again, it's about fear, right? And like I have more fear of bear now, though. although then I do Sasquatch, but I really don't want to have an encounter. But I did see something, and I'll let you know. I did have a sighting when I was up there one sunny day. It was really hot. It was July day. It was midday, and I saw an orange. Okay, about 50 yards up the ridge. I was climbing up the ridge, sweating. Oh, I was coming back down. Most activity comes if you see Scott Carpenter's work. It comes in behind you. That's why he has the cameras in the back, right? But this all of the action takes place behind me. So the screams or whatever when I'm coming down are happening. I turned around and I saw an orange, the glistening orange hair, spiky hair, ducked down under a huge deadfall. Okay, and I stopped and I froze and I got the shivers and I ran down the hill because I didn't want to deal with it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
one sighting. Okay, I
So
didn't want to deal
so
with
now when you
it.
go, do you carry any weapons with you or anything like, or you just go up there?
No,
You just go up there.
no,
Yeah.
Sasquatch doesn't. No, Sasquatch does not like guns. Sasquatch does not like engines. Sasquatch does not like his or her picture taken. They made that known by the lanyard thing. So when I went up again, I did what you did, Mike. I asked them. I put down tobacco. I said, "Can I at least take a picture of your tracks? Post after, right?" And I got this feeling it's okay, right? I said, "I'm going to do it anyways, right? I know you don't want the videos." And sometimes I'll just put away the camera, okay? And that's when you get some weird stuff happening, okay? I don't they don't mind, they don't want to be filmed, period. They don't want to be hunted, period, right? I'm also going to enlighten you to what an elder told me, a Cree elder who's a really good friend of mine. And I never knew this before, but there's an old, I don't know if you've ever heard of the end times prophecies from the native people. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Okay, well, I'll enlighten you. Okay, a reason for Sasquatch revealing itself these days. This is what she told me. More and more sightings come. This is I think it's an 800 or 700 year old native prophecy, and I may be misquoting this, but it is when Sasquatch begins to reveal itself. These are the end times, which means the end of the world. Okay, that we've destroyed it. Okay, so what it's showing us by becoming closer to humans is that this is what you're doing wrong. So Sasquatch is here to teach us that lesson. Now, she didn't mention it, whether it be fighting you, eating you, right? Because they could, right? All out war. It doesn't, but they're revealing themselves to connect with you. Okay, right?
Okay.
We are in danger. Okay, the planet's in danger, and it's pretty obvious we made a real schmuck. We've just destroyed a lot, right? Okay, doesn't like forest. Okay, and another thing, the clear cuts. Okay, this is an Aboriginal worldview of the clear cutting. The clear cutting is when Sasquatch is walking through the forest. There's a clear cut. Sasquatch doesn't know which way to go, so they'll stop at the edge of the tree line, and they become confused because they can't move through the forest. That's why they get upset. Okay. So you'll find them around clear cuts, trying to throw things around, throw trees. Right? They're really angry about that. Okay.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Well, you get that. Okay. All right. Now they're just everywhere, and they're getting closer to humans. I'm finding that the most activity right now is coming down the hill, down the ridge, not on the upper part. Yeah, and there's a reason for that that I believe is that the forestry people are doing fire management right now. They're using chainsaws and they bring the wood together in piles. Okay, so that it burns off. Okay, and it doesn't affect the city. Okay, the city is effective. These are humans, right? But Sasquatch doesn't like this, right? And it's getting upset, and I think that's why I'm hitting on. All of a sudden, one day, there's these structures and the tracks. They're all over. The whole family's upset, right? Up and down, right? Think they're upset. This is my take on it, and this is what I've learned, right? So far, okay.
Yeah.
Now
As
they're
far as here
everywhere,
goes,
and
yeah,
uh,
where I live at, like it's kind of one of those scenarios like where man, people have forced themselves into this area. Like, it was Old Woods at one point, and now it's like there's never civilization too far from anywhere here, and
Yeah.
you know that's one of the
Yeah.
common misconceptions is people think it's like a city here almost, like that's how much it's got a reputation for being overpopulated, and so I think I might be dealing with a little bit of a different scenario here, where they have some kind of tolerance for
Oh,
us more than most places.
sure. And it's a different Aboriginal group. I don't know if it's Mohawk or is it Seneca there, Chipewyan Native, right? Something like that, right?
Oh,
Out where
here?
you are. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Well,
There's
our
there's a
main
more
our main one, the biggest tribe. There's 13, but the biggest tribe is
13.
yeah. The biggest tribe is the Shinnecock, and they're derivative of the Algonquin. But
Algonquin. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, there's a
So,
there's 13 though. I forget them all. Setauket,
okay.
Nantucket, like oh
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Montaukett. I said Montaukett, Setauket,
Mm.
Poopsatuk, Shinnecock, uh,
Wow. Good
Hal,
job.
Halpanack. Man, there's so many. Like it's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So to every region, okay, yeah, and this is typical. So here's another little story for you. There's a man that I picked up on the highways, a native man. He was going, hitchhiking, right, the other day, and like Sasquatch is common knowledge here. It's just like, okay, so he's sober. He's not he's not drinking or anything. He said we start talking about Sasquatch, right? And he said, "Oh yeah," I said, "My grandfather. He's been talking to a white one, long time now. He comes, the Sasquatch comes, an old white Sasquatch comes, and he has conversations, right, all the time. He's been doing this for years. Common knowledge, right? No problem, right? It's just the only time they'll start talking it on the little city bus here. It's like, whoa, when fire seasons, the smoke's coming down the valley and they're saying the Sasquatch are running down the hills. They can hear them, right? Right? They can hear them. Yeah, so it's common, right? So, and here's an example now, so how common it is, and it's kind of freaky that I didn't realize how they are everywhere. They're everywhere. Everywhere the woods are, they're there.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't
So
need.
they right.
Yeah, it's not.
So
Yeah, it's not what I thought it was in the beginning. Initially, it's not what I thought it was. You know, I
sure.
thought it was. I thought it was Canada, Pacific Northwest, strictly.
Hold on.
This is just going back 2 years ago, and I had no idea.
Yeah. So
I didn't
once
know.
you know, yeah. So once you know, like what you know now, and as you're a child and you're camping, we all grew up camping, fishing. We didn't pay any attention, but Sasquatch was always watching us, right?
Oh,
Always watching us, watching the kids play, right? So you'll find them around playgrounds. And today, when you see the structure, and I'll show you, like, and I'm not gonna reveal where this location is because Mike, it's definitely Sasquatch. There's nothing else in. It's in a wash. It's gonna get flooded. So it's built fast, right? It's
oh,
not a
you don't have
hunting
to.
blind
Yeah,
because it's massive, right?
I seen what you got. You don't have to sell me. I already know what it is.
Yeah.
Even if you were telling me it was
So
people, I'd talk you out of it. Like so.
yeah. Not people. No, it's
Yeah.
right under your nose. So like it's funny. Like I joke around with this Cree gentleman. Like so, half my people friends are native, right? And another thing, and I'm very clean people. Like there's another thing is approaching Sasquatch. You have to be very very sober. Now, I had my issues with DNA issues in the past, like a long time ago. I quit them, and you got to come in as clear as a bell. Okay, you got to come in clean,
Yeah.
and they know your intent. They know what you're feeling. They know your intent. they know what you're there for because they know you. And then what happens is, and I heard of this, that they start following you around where you go, right? And I feel kind of uncomfortable with. I don't like that kind of thing, but you kind of get used to the comedy, right? And no harm will come to you, okay? But it is true, right? It is
Yeah,
true
good
that
point.
this happens.
Good point.
Oh,
There's like a
yeah.
little. There's
So
like it's half amazing, half like what's really going on here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So you're rethinking, you say, okay, am I really seeing this? Did this really happen? But you know what? You can't question yourself. You're not going mad. At times I thought I was going mad, right? And I thought it's, your brain is, your memory's going, you're slipping up, you're losing it, and, but I'm not. I'm not. I see what I see. I record what I see, but seeing those beach tracks just freaked me right out. It's like, what are you, okay? Right? What are you doing here?
I'll tell you,
What's going on?
one
Going
time
on?
I was out squatching, and then like I saw one, and then I got in my car and I went to my doctor, or and I came out of the doctor. I saw the same face, and this is like an hour later, 20 miles away, and I'm
Yeah.
losing I'm losing my mind. I'm like, this is, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then like,
Yeah.
as time progressed, I started to see the ability, and it started to. It's hard to explain how I don't know when it became. I don't want to say it became normal, but it just became more acceptable. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. It's easier, right? It gets easier. And like today was a perfect example. I didn't want to go by the life of me. I was tired today. I had the grandson. I didn't want to go, but I know that the nature, like an energy drink, and nature, right? I go, right? Go out, and sure enough, I'm lost. I'm gone for 2 hours, right? I'm gone. I'm tracking down. And it's like, oh, then there you are again. And there's the little toes, right? And so there you are, right? There you are again. There you are again. And this one is weird, Mike, because I'm walking and I'm filming, right? So the structure's out there. And I'm filming, and there you are, right? So when you watch this one, it's pretty cool because I'm actually just walking like you do, because it's an interesting area, right? Rocky and piney.
You never,
Yeah,
you never know.
it's cool, right? So there it is, right? So that's the beauty of it. But I was gonna not do this anymore because I realized that they are there, and I didn't want to get into any kind of trouble. Like one was encouraging me, but she was more, I think, afraid of me slipping up there. So it's dangerous going up over the ridge. Not only is it far, it's kind of terrifying because there are two tracks, like I said, I still marked. I put a lean up there, and it was near. It's way above the ridge. Okay, so but the two. This is in Moss. Okay, the two tracks that I saw were off into the bush, not on trail. And they were massive, and they were bedded like as if the creature had jumped down into the moss from a tree. Okay, and they were embedded. I swear, 10 inches deep. Okay, right, and in off the trail.
See, Scotty B is asking, saw my first one 42 years ago. This person here, Scotty
Yeah.
B.
Yeah, Scott. Like, yeah, no, friends laugh. Not everybody, but my family's extended family is in Ontario. None of them buy into this, right? They kind of laugh. Oh, again, the freaky artist, right? Right. Southwest, crazy kid.
His
Spoke
friend,
too much bird,
his friends
right?
thought he was smoking something.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, this is the reality. I sobered up, and now you see, this is what I'm stressing. The sobriety gives you the magic, right? This is you're
The gift
clear.
of sobriety.
You're the gift of sobriety. Right? It's like,
It's a really
wow.
interesting.
This is
That's a really interesting point you put on there. And I struggled with
yeah,
addiction for a long time, for a long time,
sure.
and I was not sober at any given time for long, if at all, for a long time until probably within the past 5 years was when things got really okay for me on that level, and that's when
Mhm.
things really started taking off. So that's a really interesting put. That really hit home for me when you just said that. And I don't think I've ever really
Well,
noticed
okay.
that that was so important.
Okay, and to add to that, Michael, it's 4 days here is the ceremonial. You have to be clean 4 days. Okay, this is traditional for the native people before you go up into the bush at all. Okay, if you're up there being a drunk, that's when Sasquatch is going to terrorize you, throw rocks at you, do things to you. Okay, that's when you're going to get an ugly encounter. This is, I think, why Todd Standing. That, if I may, I love this. I love him, right? I love him, but he's aggressive, right? He's highly aggressive when he jumps in. He jumps in, he's aggressive. Of course, you got, yeah. You're gonna go up there, but approach them with reciprocate ceremoniously. You have to pray. This is about meditation and prayer, ceremony, right? All the time. Walking in is ceremonial, leaving is ceremonial. What did you give them? You gave them peanut butter? I love peanut butter. I love tobacco, right? I say, give me safe passage. And with all the other critters, because what I'm really worried about is the cougars and the bears, right? That
Well,
freaks me
sure.
out.
I'm lucky in that sense where I don't have big prey. You know what I mean? I don't have any predators. Other than the cryptids that are here, and the biggest thing we have is a white-tailed deer here. And I'm lucky on
Yeah,
that level, I
that's
suppose,
nice.
because I
Yeah.
don't have to. I don't have to be concerned. I carry mace for people because I'm getting you know a younger, like a younger, grittier Michael would have been up for a scrap, but like now I'm just like whatever. Like, if somebody's coming after me, I just go to sleep for a little bit. Like, leave me alone. But
Yeah.
roll around a bit. Somebody
Okay.
asked if
Okay.
you've ever
Yeah.
lost time. Have you ever
Yes.
lost time?
Well, like,
Yeah.
yes, twice. Yeah. So once when the lanyard, okay, and it's always coming up the same two track, my traditional route. Okay. Um, all of a sudden, there's a turnaround up there at about 800 meters. There's a turnaround, right? All of a sudden, I'm there. I don't know how I got there. I don't know. And I swear, my body, I know my physicalness, right? I know how many steps it takes. And all of a sudden, actually, I found myself above the turnaround and thinking, how did I get here? Okay. How did I get here? There's that instance. And I think once when I was heading down and just meandering, I'll just go start walking into the bush proper. Okay, then there was a time when I went by, which took 15 minutes, 3 hours. It got dark on me, right? I went in and I came home at dark and it shouldn't have been, right? I was looking at something. I was staring at it. I don't know, right? So that happened. There was also an event with a bird. There was an invisible bird. Okay, what happened to me? I was in such a good place, good spirits, so happy. I started giggling like on my way down. It was a really hot day. It was sunny, but I was in a fantastic place. Right, I was coming down, coming down, and this bird. Okay, so I'm walking. This bird's right beside me. It's going, whistling, chirping, and then it chirped in a clockwise fashion. It started going around me. I stopped, and the bird. I didn't see the bird. The bird chirped, and it did
Yeah.
a clockwise fashion. Then it went off into the distance. Then it went around me. It went around me several times. I couldn't see the damn thing. So I'm I'm walking around, spinning around, listening to the sounds. There's no bird, right? And I started giggling. And then I hear this laughter, right, coming from the bush, like, right, right. I'm thinking, I got freaked out. I stopped, and I was dizzy, right, but I was giddyish, right. I thought, what the
Yeah.
hell was that? And then I recorded it. I recorded the bird, right, and I got it somewhere. Gosh, that was that bird. So, and I never saw it. That was just mind blowing, stuff like that, right?
Have you ever
Like
seen
that.
any? Have you ever seen any other cryptids?
No. However, I do have documented, again, they're in the coffee bill, they're in the other laptop. Okay, I bought a new one here. So I have to retrieve. Yes, there's a three-toed thing. It's like a giant
Oh,
chicken that I found 850 meters up, okay, in a random forest, okay? It's like a three-toed, the tracks are, I saw it on one of those cryptic calendars. I said, that's a bloody track, right? But I found it in the random bus, and I thought, chickens don't grow this big. It
yeah,
was about 12 inches long, three-toed with one in the back. There were two tracks, and I took a picture, and I thought it was some kind of dinosaur. And I'll tell you, Mike, it freaked me just looking
kinda,
at it.
kinda.
It upset me.
It's
Okay,
kind of like a
it
dinosaur.
upset me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I don't
got
blame you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it
There.
upset me. It's like, what the hell?
My buddy Dean
So
is always
yeah,
yelling about three-toed tracks, which are reptilian based, and they you
yeah.
know they can get big and they can be nasty and they can leave behind a whole negative aura. You know what I mean? All sorts of I don't know when
Oh,
they're around. When they're around, everything goes heavy. Everything like people
yes,
talk about a
exactly.
stench. People talk about a stench when they talk about Sasquatch, and I don't smell that. I smell it when they're around, and it smells like sulfur, and it smells like a burnt, like
Really? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
it smells like somebody
Apparently
lit.
that
Yeah, it smells like somebody
lit
lit
a
10,
match.
like 20 matchbooks. Yeah, and just put
Okay.
them out. Like, yeah, it's bad. It's bad, and yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I would proceed with caution on that one.
Yeah.
But
You probably heard about the theories on that, that they traveling through dimensions, there's a burnt smell because they're actually being burnt when they travel through a dimension. I don't know if you ever heard that.
oh no, I
They,
didn't
you can,
actually. That's
it's an
cool.
actual physics, it's a physics dilemma, but it's proven that one dimension going through so many, there's so many dimensions, 11 or whatever, but the
Makes
traveling
sense.
from one there's a burning smell that can occur, and this has been mathematically, physically proven. Okay, that there's a smell, a burning smell that it can occur when traveling through that dimension. Mathematically proven. I don't know.
I don't
Right?
know who the hell went through the trouble to figure that out, but it sounds good.
Yeah, that's physics, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like
So there's
beyond
another. Yeah.
beyond this tick, so
So.
beyond this old brain.
so, so like it's a gas doing it though. It's a laugh, right? And but sometimes like you're happier not alone, but the actual doing of this is more fun than anything that I found in life. And as I've been doing this, I become disillusioned. I like this is a real happening. Is I've become disillusioned with the human race as a one-on-one people. I can swallow, right? But I cannot handle what we've done as society. I'm totally saddened by us as a human race, and then to think that Sasquatch is in our backyard, right? When we're going about our busy lives and we're not paying attention, right? This is completely different, like a quantum religion. I've heard it referred to as quantum religion, right? Because if this thing, if it's quantify, it's special, right? So it's a mathematically, we want to prove, right, what it's doing. So quantum religion comes, that term comes into mind. Actually, it's a quote from a novelist who's writing on Sasquatch's quantum religion. Okay. So like get this, like we're out there, right? We're out somewhere else. Like when we're in the woods, we're in their place, right? They can do whatever, manipulate whatever they want to us. But what I was getting to is that I've become disillusioned with humanity as a whole, and I'm disgusted now. And I'm thinking this is the way of living, right? The right
It's
way to
it,
live is to be in nature.
it's like I don't know a good way to put it, but I almost feel sad for people who can't like can't open up to this idea of it. Like not even they can't even open to the idea of it. You know what I mean? Let
Of
alone being
course.
able to
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
physically see one and take enough time to look. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it,
the door is shut off. It's like, how can you live without, like knowing this creature is existing. And that's where the native people get the last laugh. They've known it for all along, right? They know, right? And so what we've done is ruin our planet. There's still that momentum. The ideology has to shift. Scotty, a little
you
bit.
burned me.
Supper burpee. Yeah, right on. Right?
Sent
That's
them through
funny.
the sent them
I,
through.
so you don't know now, and that exactly, Mike. I'm thinking, oh man, what's going on? Like my family. Oh my God, how can you live this boring, useless, trivial life? You make money, you get a car, right? you get a house, right? A materialistic world, right? Adding to capitalism and gain, and when we can switch that to a paradigm ideology switch is and see it for what it is. Have respect, right? Have reciprocal relationship to the land. Live this way as you can. We can't all live this way, right? But we can attempt to live this way, right? We can attempt to go out to nature more. We're crowded in cities, and unfortunately, for most of our cultures, large cultures, it is way of life, and that's killing us. So they know it has to reach them as well, right? And hopefully it will. Right?
That's beautiful.
And it's up to us.
I agree. Is there is there anything you want to close with, or I don't want to cut you short. I'm sure we could go forever,
I
but
uh,
um,
yeah.
is there
I want
anything
to
you want
thank
to
you a
close
lot
with?
for having me, man. You're really
Oh,
cool. I get huh? Thank you for
I
having me.
absolutely.
Uh, I just hope that more and more people want to get out there and like we may feel alone in doing this, but you know what? This is a way to live. Not only you get air, you get oxygenated, you get a sweat on, you will feel better. It is the right thing to do. So I encourage you, like your kids, to get out there. I do it with my grandson. We have a right, right?
Absolutely. So
It's good fun.
the moderators put up your post. I think Paul said he was number 53. So I think hopefully your subs went up. A couple of good people hopefully come by and you know whatever. Like if you ever need anything, just give me a shout. I'm here, and we'll
All right.
continue to talk and go through emotions. And it was a pleasure to have you. And you know
Oh,
I.
thank you.
I
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming through here and being genuine and open and honest, and portraying your message and your story. And I'm sure you have a lot more good stuff to come.
Okay. Thank you. No. Peace.
Thank you, brother. Talk
Peace.
soon.
Yeah. Good night.
Night, brother. So, all right, guys, I'm going to well, I don't know how to take him off. Okay, there we go. Sweet Jesus. Sorry, guys. So, you guys know I'm not a tech person. So, I definitely left for a minute on accident. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being here, asking great questions. I think that was his first time doing a live stream like that, and did great. You guys were awesome. Thank you for throwing him some subscribers. Show him some support. Watch a little bit of his stuff. It's interesting, really cool, and a lot of you guys have a lot to offer. So, uh, I appreciate every last one of you guys. Saw some new names here. I know a lot of you guys have to go. It gets late. It's just the way it kind of works out. I don't want to take away anyone's Sunday. You know what I mean? That's kind of reserved. And then, Sunday's family day for us too. So just kind of how it works out. So anyway, I appreciate every donate the red button. What the heck? Uh, Miigwich, 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 Miigwich. Jen, be safe in your travels. Yes. You too, bro. Thank you, Jen. Great show. You're cool, Jen. Yes, he is. Awesome stuff. Very interesting stuff. All right, guys. Look at all these thank yous, Jen. Gin, I'm sorry. I'm still messing it up. Gin, you corrected me and I'm still doing it. It's just, it's like it's just the way I'm reading it. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. And happy birthday to Gwen as well. So I hope you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm sure you'll be seeing me tomorrow. You know what I mean? If we have time. If I have daylight, I'm gonna get out there. And if it's not pouring rain again and again and again, I'll be out there. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a blessed night. Talk soon.